Venomverse issue number 1. So, is it possible that I have just found another Marvel series that's actually good? Spoiler? Yes. Yes, I have. Which is very surprising because the Edge of the Venomverse sucked. Edge of the Venomverse was garbage overall. I mean, I think Edge of the Venomverse is still going, or at least they released another new Edge of the Venomverse this week, along with Venomverse number 1, and that one was bad. To be honest, they were all pretty bad. I mean, there were a couple where they were like okay. At its best, it was okay. At its worst, it was downright terrible and a waste of money. So I came into Venomverse with very low expectations. In fact, I almost didn't even pick it up. Like, I saw it on the shelf and I was like, do I want to drop money on this? I mean, Edge of Venomverse sucked. Marvel in general has been really terrible. Out of everything that Marvel has done, the only thing that I enjoy is Gwenpool, Cable, and Astonishing X-Men. And then I've heard good things about Thanos, and I don't know about Inhumans. Here's the thing. I've read Inhumans. It's by Priest, who is actually a really good writer. I didn't care for it. You guys might like it though. The writing wasn't. It's not because I didn't like it because of the writing, because it was interesting. It's just I didn't care for those characters. Like, I've never cared for the Inhumans at all. I don't find them interesting characters for some reason. And even though Priest is a great upcoming writer, I don't think even him at his best could make me interested in the Inhumans. I really just don't give a shit about those characters. So I think I kind of skimmed through the first 2 issues and I was just like, all right, I don't really want to pick this up. But I'm not gonna write them off as a bad series because a lot of people might actually really enjoy it. It's not for me. Out of everything that Marvel is shitting out, I went in with super low expectations. I almost didn't even buy it, but then I was like, all right, whatever. I like Venom. The fact that they're having Venom team up with other like Venomized versions of Marvel characters seems kind of interesting. Let's just see where this goes. And I'm glad I did because it's good. It is a good issue to what hopefully will be a good event. So we start off in New York City where we see Jack-O-Lantern. I'll be honest, I have no idea who this character is, but I am loving this character's design. I don't know why, but like Halloween is my favorite month. October is my favorite month. Halloween is my favorite holiday. And I love the whole October Halloween theme. Just like all the orange, the jack-o'-lanterns, everything about Halloween in October I love. And I've always been fascinated with jack-o'-lanterns and characters with like jack-o'-lantern heads. I don't know why. I just think it looks badass. And this jack-o'-lantern character looks badass. He has a flaming jack-o'-lantern head and he's riding a like metallic broom with instead of like bristles, it's like flames. Like, I'm like, oh, this looks kind of cool. This looks pretty badass. Of course, he gets taken out like a punk bitch, but but yeah, just this panel alone, I was like, all right, this is a cool character. I actually want to see more with Jack-O-Lantern. Maybe I don't know if Jack-O-Lantern is like a joke character. Maybe I would like to see them like take that character seriously and see what happens because I love the design. Let's just go with that. I love the design. Basically, he's running away from Venom, and Venom just beats the shit out of him. And he throws Jack-O-Lantern off a building, and then he jumps on his back, and I think he like breaks his back. But yeah, he just like beats the shit out of Jack-O-Lantern, and then basically looks like Venom gets like warped. And anyone who's read the Edge of the Venomverse, basically what happens to Venom here in this panel is what happens to all the characters in the Edge of Venomverse, where they have like a little adventure, and then at the end they get like teleported, and now we find out where they're getting teleported. So he gets teleported into what looks like an alternate version of New York. The city is like in disarray. Buildings are like broken and crumbling. Cars are like shattered and crumpled. And he sees like this sickly, pale kid approach him. So this kid like arrives, and Eddie basically goes asking, hey kid, what's wrong? Can you tell me what's going on? And right before the kid touches him, a black shield comes and hits the kid in the head and kills him. And it turns out that's Venomized Captain America. And Captain America tells him like, that's not a Venom gets pissed off. He's like, why did you kill that kid? And Captain America's like, that's not a kid. He tells him like, is that what you saw back there? You saw a kid? It's, well, whatever you saw, that's not what it is. It's not a kid. Now follow me. So Venom goes to follow Captain America, and in the background behind him, Venom doesn't see this, but the kid transforms into what looks like this kind of like skeletal monster. So basically, Captain America takes Venom to this hideout under the subway, and along the way, Venom is kind of asking like, what the hell's going on? Captain America just cryptically tells him, "You're part of something much bigger than you ever realize, much bigger than any of us ever realize." And Venom's kind of like, us, and Captain America's like, "Welcome to the Resistance." And we see all the feminized. It sounds like I'm saying feminized, but venomized version of Marvel characters. So we have Captain Venom, Captain America. We have Black Panther. I'm doing this from left to right, and I'm gonna do it, I guess, left, right, and then go up, and then go down. So we have Captain America. We have Black Panther. We have, I believe that's Ant-Man standing on top of the car. I could be wrong, but I think that's Ant-Man. Then we have Host Rider, Robbie Reyes. Then we have Laura. And man, did her Venom stories suck. Here's the thing that's funny. Her Venom story, she was a kid. Her Venom story, she was like 8, 10, or whatever. On here, she's a teenager. So I thought that was kind of interesting. At her feet, we have Venomized Rocket Raccoon. Here's the thing. The Rocket Raccoon story actually came out the same day as this issue, and it's called Venomverse War Stories. And Rocket's story is actually written by Magdalene Visaggio. Is that how you say your name? She's that one lady who Diversity in Comics has done a couple videos on her, and I believe Captain Cummings did a couple of videos on her as well. And she's basically was like a diversity hire. And her story sucks. Like, I read her story. Her story was Rocket Raccoon becoming Venom, and it's garbage. It is so bad. So the story is basically Rocket Raccoon becomes venomized, and he is given a mission to kill Captain America. And so he goes to Captain America's house and he fights her. And no, that wasn't a mispronunciation. He fights her. Captain America is a female. Captain America is actually Carol Danvers. And I thought, wait a second. Captain America is Carol Danvers? Don't you mean Captain Marvel? I don't ever remember Carol Danvers becoming Captain America, except in one issue, and that was the Marvel Mangaverse, which has nothing to do with the actual canon. And in that, Carol Danvers was Captain America. So here's what I'm just thinking. Someone mentioned that SJWs are fascinated with manga. I highly disagree. I highly disagree with that because of the fact that if these SJWs were really into manga, there'd be a huge outcry. Because if they think comic books is bad, they will shit all over manga. Because manga, there are no diverse characters. Everyone's either Japanese that look like white people, or they're European whites with Japanese names. There are hardly any black characters in manga and anime. There are like no Muslims, no Arabs, no Hispanics really. I mean, it's basically white people and Japanese. Those are basically the whole characters. That's a whole character list for every manga series pretty much. Also manga series, the women they're mistreated, but they usually are put into these tropes. You either get the tomboy females, you get the naive females, you get the tsundere females, or you get the dede females. They're not very complex. There's a lot of fan service. Like, if you think 90s comics exploited the sexy females, they haven't scratched the surface when compared to manga. Here's some manga premises. There is one series where it's basically Pokemon, only instead of collecting monsters, you collect females. You don't put them in balls or anything like that. And they're not human, they're aliens, but they look like humans. And they have special powers. And basically, you collect them, and then you have them battle other characters. And the way that they power up and the way you collect them is you kiss them. So basically, exchanging bodily fluids. So usually they brush it off as kissing, but I mean, basically, sex will give them like power boosts. So that's one series. You got another series where you have characters with special powers. The main character has, I believe, the power to control iron, and he can like turn iron into like weapons and other objects. And you know how they get boosts by sucking titties. No joke. Their whole thing is basically they have to drink breast milk. So that's how they get power ups. You have another story that I'm actually reading. It's fun. I feel kind of embarrassed explaining this, but it's done humorous. Main character has the Key of Solomon on his tongue, and he's gonna die in 3 years unless he can collect all the other pieces of Solomon keys and combine them with his. And the other 13 pieces are all attached to 13 different women. And there's some on their like there's one who has it on her ass, another on her inner thigh, another on her breast. And you know how you combine the symbols? You have to have the symbols touch. So since the symbol is on his tongue, that means he has to stick his tongue on the lady's ass, on the lady's breasts, on her inner thigh. And if he doesn't do this in 3 years, he dies. You have another story about a boy who he fights demons, and the daughter of the demon king basically becomes his adopted sister. And so he knows where she's at all the time. They're going to do a master-servant bond, and she was actually supposed to be the master, but the ceremony got messed up, and he became the master, and she became the servant. And now they're connected by this bond. And whenever she becomes jealous of him or disagrees with him, she basically goes into heat. Like, she gets very horny. And if he doesn't get her off, she dies. So he basically has to give her an orgasm every time she disobeys him or gets jealous of something that he does. Yeah. Try explaining these stories, these premises to SJWs, and see what their reaction will be. Tell me that SJWs will still be fans of manga. I think not. I don't think SJWs are fans of manga because I don't think they've actually read any manga. I mean, maybe they've seen like Sailor Moon or Naruto or whatever, like mainstream, series, but that's it. They're not going and checking out other series because if they were, there would be a huge stink about it. SJWs will lose their fucking mind. So SJWs are not fans of manga. If anything, they're probably fans of just the style. So my theory is this. My theory is that Mag was given the task of writing a story of Rocket becoming Venom. And the story was, okay, Rocket needs to try to kill somebody. And she's like, oh, well, who should I have him try to kill? Well, what about Captain Marvel? Everyone loves Captain Marvel, but I don't know anything about Captain Marvel. Maybe I'll read an issue of Captain Marvel just so I know what her character is like. And then she's like, oh, there's actually a manga verse. A Marvel manga verse with Carol Danvers. I'll read that and then I'll get an idea of what she is. Wait, Carol Danvers is Captain America? Wow, I did not know that. Okay, Rocket Raccoon's going to try to kill Captain America, who's Carol Danvers. That's my theory. Otherwise, why the fuck would you make Carol Danvers Captain America? But anyways, that's Rocket's thing. He's trying to kill Carol Danvers, who's Captain America, and the whole issue is basically Carol Danvers kicking his ass. And then right before she destroys him, Rocket Raccoon gets teleported away, like everyone else. And boy, oh boy, do I want to see more about Rocket Raccoon. I mean, my first introduction to him as a Venom is him getting his ass kicked by Carol Danvers cosplaying as Captain America. Wow, that makes me so interested in seeing more about the wacky adventures that Rocket Raccoon is going to go on. So yeah. I'm sure you can tell I'm being sarcastic. It sucks. Fuck that story. Yeah, you're gonna introduce a character and you're gonna have him get his ass kicked the whole issue, and then that's gonna make me want to know more about him. Great job, Mag. Fuck off. So yeah, that's Rocket Raccoon. Then you get Peter Parker hanging upside down as Venom. Then of course we get Old Man Logan as Venom, and next to him is Agent Venom. Below Agent Venom is Deadpool Venom. Above Agent Venom is Mary Jane as Venom. And then above that, on the very top right corner, is, I know this name, Mania. I've never read anything with Mania. The only reason why I know of Mania is because someone once told me that there was a female Venom, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. I want to see what female Venom looks like. So I Googled it. This is like years ago. And then, yeah, that's female Venom is Mania. So yeah, that's your list. And then we are introduced to the leader of the group, Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is the leader of this Venom group, and he is in a wheelchair. I don't know why. I don't know much about Doctor Strange. I haven't even seen the movie, so I know absolutely like nothing about him, other than that he's like really good with magic. But I guess he's handicapped, or they just want to make him like Professor X. Venom Strange kind of tells Eddie about the fact that the symbiotes are basically going extinct. Like there's these alien creatures that are killing, like they're like taking over the symbiotes and like basically killing them off. And like the little kid that he saw earlier was one of those monsters. Basically, they take the form of anything. The forms that they take depends on the person that they're trying to attack. They come across as someone that will someone you trust or someone that you'll let close to you because they have to touch you, and when they touch you, they consume you. So basically, what they do is they're going after symbiotes, and when they touch a character with a symbiote, they consume the symbiote and take over the person that they touch. The characters are calling them poison because their touches are like poisons. These characters were just dragged from different universes in order to band them together to fight these monsters. Hulk arrives, and Hulk is not venomized, but poisoned, I guess. And he kills Agent Venom, like right from the get-go. Agent Venom is like trying to hold him off, and he just like punches Agent Venom and just like destroys his chest. And so the group kind of gets separated. Like Captain America stays behind to buy the other people time, and everyone splits off. And Peter Parker and Venom end up together. And of course, like they're arguing and stuff like that. And then of course, right before they fight, a poison version of Dr. Octopus arrives, and we get like a cool battle with Peter Parker and Dr. Octopus fighting each other. So Venom like jumps into the fight and starts beating on Dr. Octopus. And as he's doing that, Peter Parker sees Aunt May, and Aunt May is like, basically like, I'm worried about you, Peter. Just like, come along. Uncle Ben's waiting for you back home. And it's obvious that this isn't Aunt May, but actually a poison. And this is just Peter Parker sees the poison as Aunt May. And Venom is like badass. He like basically destroys Dr. Octopus, and then he turns around and he sees Spider-Man taken over by the poison. So he's like poisoned Spider-Man, and that's how the issue ends. I gotta say, I'm very interested. This is really good. Like I really like this issue. I would put this up there, next to Astonishing X-Men. And actually, you know what? I haven't caught up on Gwenpool, so I'm not gonna use Gwenpool as a comparison. I like Gwenpool, but I'm not caught up on it yet. I am caught up on Astonishing X-Men, and I am caught up on Cable. Comparing this to those two, I would say Astonishing X-Men is first, then Venomverse, and then Cable. So if you like Cable, you'll like this. I think this is better than Cable. This is very good. It's very entertaining. I'm very surprised. I heard good things about Venom. Like I heard that was actually a really good series by Marvel. I haven't been reading on that. I did read Edge of the Venomverse, which was basically a prologue setting up this. And Edge of the Venomverse sucks. It was just crap. Like I said earlier, even the best Edge of the Venomverse is only mediocre, while the worst is just like absolute garbage. So I came in with very low expectations, but I am blown away by how great this is. This is really fucking good. I gotta see, who's the writer? Colin Bunn? Colin Bunn? I'm just gonna call him Bunn. Bunn's the writer. I gotta see what else he does, because like I said, this is really good. I wonder if he worked on the regular Venom series. I gotta check out the Venom series. Like I said, I've heard good things about it. But yeah, this is a very cool, very good issue. I'm very excited for this event. I think this is gonna be like Marvel's best event of the year. I mean, then again, I mean, anything is better than fucking Secret Empire. Holy shit, did that suck? But yes, Venomverse. Venomverse is really good. Very excellent start. I'm very excited to see where this goes. Hopefully, this is just a sign of things to come. But yeah, highly recommend picking it up. I am very surprised. Like I'm pretty much like I'm on the verge of giving up on Marvel, but I decided what the fuck, I'll just pick this up and see, and I'm glad I did. So Marvel is just hanging in there. I haven't given up on them yet. I still think DC is better. I still think independents are putting out better stuff, but there are some diamonds in the roughs, like I said, and this is one of them. Don't let the Marvel don't let the Marvel brand scare you away. This is actually a very good issue, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. Anyone who's read this issue already, tell me what you guys think. Anyone who's read the Venom series, how is it? Is that something I should pick up? Because I've heard good things about it. If you guys recommend it, I'll pick it up. I don't know how far into the Venomverse is, but what's a good jumping on point? If you guys recommend it, like what's a good jumping on point for me to like start up reading that? Hopefully we see more stuff like this from Marvel, and less Marvel Generations, less Captain Marvel and Ironheart and all that crap. So yeah, Venomverse number 1, thumbs up for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys all next time. Later.